Less than 30 seconds after his rampage began, a civilian shot him dead from over 40 yards. Whoa! Did I read this before? From over 40 yards away in a combat situation as a civilian? Holy sh! Damn! I didn't give this guy enough credit. Holy f. Jesus Christ, this guy spends some time at the range. Yeah, I still can't believe. Shot with a pistol, combat situation, 40 yards, that's 120 feet. Hit 8 times out of 10. That is some insane... Also, if this is a picture of the shooter, we have another element to the value of those shots. Dude wasn't fat. Because I'm thinking, like, okay, maybe it's more manageable if this dude's like a f***ing sphere, you know? Nope. He's pretty small. Difficult target. It's not 40 yards, no way. What giant-sized mall is this? Dude, have you never been in, like, an American mall? There are like big promenades in American malls that are literally like half a mile long. Yeah, malls are huge, and they're all dying. How are you suicidal with a waistline like that? Well, people, you know, insecure people won't believe me when I say this, but being skinny doesn't actually solve all your emotional and political problems. Malls are dying in the US too. Yeah, malls are like super dying. If you ever want to see this for yourself, just like go to a mall. Go to a mall while playing like 1980s synth from a boombox you have propped on one of your shoulders. Just like listen to the keyboard noises echo off of the colossal atriums that cost $1 trillion to build, and now nobody is in them, you know? Now, malls have been dying, but now they're like really dying. Like, malls were dying, and then COVID came in with a dropkick, you know? It's been bad. Dead malls are fascinating. There's a whole YouTube series on these. That's actually really interesting. Hold on. Is it literally called Dead Malls? Dead Mall series. Yeah, this is Dan Bell. Sorry. I swear we'll get to politics soon, but I think these are actually, like, politically relevant.
Hey everyone, this is Dan Bell, and this is my video tour of the Galleria at Pittsburgh Mills, located in Tarentum, Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, the Eureka Mall. You both said the same thing at the same time. Yeah, Eureka Mall is fucking dead.
The following is a paid advertisement for Tan Perfect, brought to you by Reliant Interactive Media Corp.
Every time I go out in the sun, I burn and peel.
Hi.
I don't
want the wrinkles.
I want the tan, but I don't want the sun.
Can you believe I have not been in the sun in over 7 years? So, would everyone here like to have a great-looking tan?
Yeah.
Well, how come you don't have a tan?
My skin won't tan. It burns and peels.
And what about you?
Salons are too expensive.
And how about you?
I used to go to a tanning salon, but then I found out how bad they were for you.
Do you want a tan?
Yes, I do, but I don't want to age before my time.
And how about you?
I've tried other lotions. They make me too orangey or streaky.
Oh, my God! I mean, just 2 days ago, we sent everyone home with Tan Perfect. Can you believe how incredible they all look? You all look great.
Is there any orange coloring with Tan Perfect?
No.
All right, if you want to have a great-looking tan, you can too with Tan Perfect. Am I right?
Yes!
Everybody loves a tan. Everybody looks thinner, healthier, and younger with a tan. So how would you like a sexy tan the easy way? A perfect tan the fast way? A flawless tan the safe way? Well, you can anytime, anywhere, in just minutes with...
Is this a parody? No, this is a real ad. What the f do you think? People, listen, okay? People who are younger than me, who are watching, and I know most of you are younger than me, you don't know, but this is only a little bit more than what 1990s advertising was like. You can't fathom. You don't know. You can't understand.
It's Tan Perfect, the goof-proof, easy, fast, fun tan.
Tan.
Yeah, the original video. Okay, yeah, let's get to the actual mall thing. What's actually interesting is that the change in the way that advertisements have worked is actually endemic to like growing cynicism with capitalism. Wait, was this a real ad? Well, the original thing was, I don't know if that's like a joke question. Because like back in the like you guys don't get this because nowadays most commercials are ironic. Like ad producers, ad executives know that if they're overly earnest, people are just going to roll their eyes. So rather than try to sell their product, they just try to get you to think about their product by attaching it to some abstract, surreal, audio-visual experience, you know? Like, think of all the ads that you see. How many of them are actually trying to sell you on the virtues of their product, and how many of them are just trying to capture your attention in a way that comes off as, like, nonchalant? You know what I mean? But, like, back in the day, advertisements used to be completely and fully sincere and earnest, you know? Like there was no irony at all. Oh yeah, Vermin, there's another one where the mall's literally like dead. I just want to like look at this really quick. Because it's like weird.
So I know everyone is busy slathering on your Tan Perfect, and while you're doing that, let's take a tour of this $200 million mistake called the Galleria at Pittsburgh Mills. Don't call it a mall, it's a Galleria.
This poor fucking person, dude. This job, holy shit.
And there is the Easter Bunny giving a thumbs up, most likely to a suicide pact, so they can get out of the mall as quickly as possible. Oh, I'm sorry. Galleria. It's a Galleria. So here we are starting off with an artificial poinsettia.
Good luck,
and
Rimbo.
heading into neighborhood number 5. And right here we're seeing inside of a store space that's covered with dust. Now this mall never did well. So it was never fully occupied, even when it opened in 2005. And you can kind of see that there are different store spaces in this mall that appear that they've never been occupied. That maybe a company or a retailer was starting to come in and starting to do something to the space to open a store, and then just got out and decided not to. There are several retail spaces in here that have that appearance. So that's something that I've never seen before in a mall. And this mall isn't even old. This mall's only 11 years old, which is absolutely amazing.
Oh, this was in 2017. So yeah, oh God. Yeah, this was before COVID.
Here we are looking at a Payless shoe source, which the whole company is actually going out of business, so those will be a thing of the past very soon. So try to imagine this mall at one time was worth $193 million.
Yeah.
And just a few short years later, the value plummeted to only $11 million. The company that owned the mall could no longer afford their mortgage payments. So the bank came in and foreclosed on the property. Now the bank was owed $100.
You know what's interesting? Excuse me. I might be biased by my experience here. Like, back when malls were the epicenter of the American community, back when they were like the heart of consumerism, it was because if you were like a low or middle income American, like basically if you weren't like uber wealthy, you could get most everything that you need at a mall. There would be some store that would serve your interest there. It would have like a food court to entertain your kids or whatever. It was a way of getting all your shopping done, like, centralized. And it was the cheapest way to get it done too, because like everything was together, right? You had all these like big stores there. Nowadays, the cheapest way to get stuff is usually through like mega big box stores like Walmart or through Amazon, you know? So things have totally changed. Like people do their shopping online now. And ironically, whereas malls were originally like a big thing for like the every American, in Beverly Hills, where I grew up, the malls that are doing well are the malls that have rebranded and are now for the wealthy. The Westfield Century City Mall used to be like anyone could go there for whatever, but they reconstructed it for hundreds of millions. And now it's a mall anyone can walk into, but if you don't have like a six-figure income, there's not much for you to do there. Like, like they took the entire opposite direction. So now it's not about like the convenience, it's about the experience and about the uniqueness of the shit there. Yeah, Galleria, I think that's the direction things are going now. Like they did this big, like, look at this place. Anyone can walk in here. It's an outdoor mall. I mean, I would go here almost every weekend when I was in high school because it's like it was near Beverly Hills High School. But back then, they had like fast food places there. They don't have fast food places there anymore. You know what they have in the area where they used to have the fast food? They have like this big Italian market where you walk through and buy loaves of bread and like cheese wheels and shit for a meal you're going to make tonight for like $150 per thing. And most of the people that are in there are like the butlers who are gathering the ingredients for their fucking masters for the food that they're going to get. Like, the whole thing is totally different now. Absolutely wild. I mean, I'll give them credit, you know? For an outdoor mall, it's got a pretty good feel if you can stand the nauseating wealth. And the fact that the average income of any person in the Westfield Century City Mall is like fucking $500,000 per year. Look at this shit. They've got a fucking outdoor theater. Oh, here's the other mall that I would go to as a kid. Wait, did they renovate this too? Oh, no, this is just the other side of the Century City Mall. They turned the entire outside facade of the building into a fucking Apple store. Look at this. It's like looking into a beehive. The last time I went to LA, I didn't even see it from this angle. I didn't even see this giant building. Holy shit. There's something weirdly honest about the only way for the shopping mall to survive being for it to turn into, like, a temple for the ultra-wealthy. You know what I mean? Stop ignoring me. I'm not looking at chat. I'm looking at Google Images, Vermin. What? Didn't we do a fan meet here? Yeah, we did a fan meet. The first fan meet we ever did was here, back when they were still doing the renovations. That was ages ago. That was before I decided that I would never go outside unless I had, like, a gun on me. When I was less paranoid. Why are malls dying? Amazon and big box stores. Basically. Sorry, last photo from Westfield. God damn, though. Listen, okay? I'll give them credit for this, if nothing else. They renovated, and you can see where the money went. Oftentimes, when malls are like, yeah, we spent $200 million on this, you know, I don't see it. Here, I see it. I see that they spent money. You know, I can look at it and confirm that large amounts of money were spent there. Night malls would be a good idea. I unironically think that would be a good way to make use of malls, okay? Fuck the whole commercialism thing. Turn the entire thing into, like, a young adults club type deal, right? Like, you've got your drinks and whatever. Like, you only have a couple entrances to a mall, so you can check everyone for, like, IDs or, like, wristbands or some shit. And then, like, you go in there and it's just like, here's a bar, here's a bar, here's a dance area. You wouldn't need something as big as a mall, but you could get, like, a big indoor area, and you could charge a fuck ton of money for that. Can you imagine an all-in-one, like, bar, dance floor, rave area, arcade? Like, all sort of segmented into a bunch of separate areas that are, like, moderately sound protected? That would be, like, I'm not even an outdoorsy person. I would absolutely want to visit something like that. You know, that I think that would make gangbusters. I don't know what the permit limitations would be for stuff like that. Exactly like Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, yeah. Imagine a night mall like that little area we found in Seattle built out of that gutter building. Yeah, dude, that'd be so cool. Ah. And, like, people would shell the fuck out. I mean, people would... Yeah, okay, yeah. There'd be overdoses there daily. Maybe there would. There could be ways to minimize that. Do you go to malls in Seattle? I don't even know if Seattle has a mall. I don't even know. Yeah, okay. And did they ever finish updating the Beverly Center? I don't think they did. I think this might be the closest thing Beverly Hills has to a proletarian mall. I've showed you guys this before, right? This is the this is the Infinimall that I grew up with, where they were just like, what if we just built like a dam, you know, at a big intersection? It's like the fucking Parthenon. It's so big. It's very LA. Yeah, it is very LA. Looks like shit. Was never my favorite mall. Doesn't look that good on the inside either. This is the entire inside of the Beverly Center. It's like there's no like central area. It's just multiple floor. It's like standard mall shit, like multiple floors. But it's like 5 stories tall, so there are segmenting areas. It's like, it's just like wandering a maze. It doesn't feel like there's any central identity to the place, which kind of kills it. I guess this is the central area, but like, there's nothing to do here. It's literally just like an area where there's nothing but chairs. There's not like anything to make it the center area outside of it being the thing that has the big wall with no stores. That's it. It's a central area by like, by prescription, not by description. Have you heard of Omega Mart? It's an intentional liminal mall experience. I think I've seen like a TikTok about this. Omega Mart, Las Vegas. Yeah, it's like you're like traveling through some kind of weird, fucking magical. Yeah, it gets wacky in there. I hear. Neat though, right? It's an ARG too. Yeah. Oh, and I've said this before, but the Beverly Center is the mall that has like the dam on the backside. I've showed you guys that plenty of times. Remember? Where like the opposite end of the Beverly Center literally just looks like a gigantic concrete dam. The fuck is that? Here, just really quick. Really quick, then we're back to the video. Yeah, there we go. They were like, we built the front of the mall. Is that enough? And they were like, yeah. That's probably fine. Like most people will be looking at it from the front. So it's okay if the back literally just looks like a dam. Here's the Omega Mart TikTok to show chat. No, it's like several minutes. Also, I don't want to spoil.
If you're in Vegas, you need to check out this trippy-ass place called Omega Mart. You first start out in a regular-looking grocery store, but then it turns into a completely different world from there. There is more than one entrance to this place, and you can find them inside that supermarket. Once you find it, you will be transported into a completely new world. This reminded me of a real-life video game, or even one of those books where you kind of choose your own ending. There are so many different
I think it's cool. Speaking of dams, did the Hoover Dam explode yesterday? There was a transformer explosion. No big. It's all good. Okay, stop. We're watching a video. You people are so easily distracted. Not me.
$143 million on a mall that's valued at next to nothing. There was an auction held that was really like a formality. The bank came in, put in a $100 bid. They were the only bidders, and they won the auction. So they got the mall back, and now they are going to figure out a way to get the money back on the loan that was originally given to build the mall. So we'll see how that goes for them. But right now, they're pretty much sitting on a property that is worthless. As you walk around the mall, you'll see these gray curtains covering the gates to the empty stores. They're covered with quotes. It's very strange. I think they should put my quote up, which is like, I've never known generic until I stepped foot in here. Dan Bell.
Shit like this, man. Remember when I said giant atriums? Like, literally. Think of all the primo commercial space that's being used by this mall. Like, it's insane. You could fit literally hundreds of properties where one mall is. Could you renovate a mall into an apartment space? Dude, for an average mall could probably fit enough apartment space for literally thousands of people. That's not a joke. Like, this mall, I genuinely think if you, like, put basic apartment housing or 501s or whatever, like, you could absolutely fit thousands of people where this is. Possibly tens of thousands, depending on the mall.
So this monstrosity here is called the Sky Trail, and I'm sorry to be so down on this mall, but this is just awful. They put this in 2015 in hopes of bringing in shoppers who were more into the entertainment part of the experience here, and you can see how popular it is. There's about 5 kids walking around on it. Nobody cares. Terrible, terrible idea.
Kind of cool though. Yeah, but like imagine just being like the family, right? Because the parents are bringing them there, and the parents are just sitting in this gigantic empty atrium with like 2 people per square mile on a bench as their children like rampage across this like garish neon jungle gym thing, and all you can hear is like footsteps pattering, echoing across the ceiling, and like the mall music blaring through tinny speakers. Like, this is just a fucking horrible place to be. It is, go inside an empty mall, it is genuinely depressing. There is nothing, these places are like conceptual dead zones. Unless they're full of people, in which case it's only the people bringing them life. Absent the people, it's just nothing. Liminal space isn't enough to describe it, because liminal spaces don't make me depressed. These places are liminal and they make me depressed. Empty schools, like if you're like visiting your school at night, like when I was in high school, you could go there and like there's no one in the hall. That's liminal. It doesn't depress me though. Oppressive, yeah.
You can see here there's a directory for the mall. The mall's kind of in a racetrack kind of shape almost. They still have Macy's, JCPenney, and Dick's Sporting Goods. They had a Sears Grand, but that closed down. And there's really not many shopping options as far as big name retailers.
You can visit your high schools at night? Yeah, for like events when you graduate. Or it's like, yeah, at 6 p.m., like, you know, there's like a visit here for this club thing or what. Yeah, there are reasons to go to a school at night, but very infrequent.
At this mall. It's great that the developers spent all the extra money to have these custom pieces built. So they really do look beautiful inside of an empty mall that cost $200 million to build. Just beautiful.
Yeah, Zan. And it took so little time. Like, malls barely lasted any time at all.
Here is a really amazing golf display that no one cares about. This wing here looks like someone was given a lot of artistic license to come up with this zany design and custom pieces that really grab your eye and attention. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, I love this place.
Thanks, Dan Bell. Do you think malls are good? No, malls suck. I'm glad they're dying.
I go online and
Still
I
weird,
look up things about malls, and in particular I was reading a lot about this mall, and people have so many kind of different ideas as to why it never worked, and I can just tell you from my own personal experience of being there that the mall absolutely stinks. One of the worst I've been to. There's nothing interesting about it. It's just terrible. No wonder it never worked. Nobody wants to come in here. I mean, it's a beige wasteland.
Can you imagine trying to have fun in an environment like this? I feel like these carpets would squish when you walk on them. Yeah, Zan, we would not last long. Ugh. Oh god, look. Ugh.
So here we are, we've rounded the corner, and we are now headed back towards Macy's on the other side of the mall.
Both of them
and
that
as
build
you
a
can
mall
see,
in
it
a
looks
whale
exactly
corpse.
the same as it does at any other point in the mall when you're walking around, with these colors like spring rain, delicate daisy, bunny's nose, and Easter bonnet. Mayapple. Well, Mayapple may be too striking for this mall. That's a color that would have to go through committee to make sure that it doesn't ruffle too many feathers. I know people are very, they need to adjust to colors when they're in this place.
Can you imagine if the square footage represented by and taken up by this mall was replaced with an Old Town area with double wide brick sidewalks and bodegas and like little unique stores to the venue, and some of those like diagonal street parking spaces where it's not always easy to find one, but you know, people cycle in and out relatively quickly because people don't go there for 6 hours a day. God, that'd be nice. Yeah, with bike lanes and shit. Okay, I am glad people are being housed, but wow, I would kill myself. The idea of stepping out of my front door into a covered mall corpse would... Okay, credit where credit's due. They have clearly taken efforts to make this more human, you know? Like, you have housing, you have like a cute little like European like village vibe inside here. I just want them to dynamite the ceiling. If they dynamite the ceiling, I'm fine. I'm here for it. That's it. Yeah, they have the little fake lampposts or whatever. Yeah. If they just dynamite the ceiling, I'm good. Then it would just feel like a really cute, like, alley row. I don't know, Vaush, kind of cool. My problem is with the ceiling. Yeah, okay. True, Jeff.
This is where Sears used to be, and as you can see, you can have a seat here and sit amongst the plastic hedges that adorn this anteroom. And you can see here, a little close-up here, they're very dirty. Doesn't appear that they're being cleaned that often. And of course, look at me here. Going in to see what's underneath, and it's just crap. All of it's crap. Terrible.
He's so disgusted. I respect it. Don't these malls have really bad long-term structural integrity because of their size? I don't know, possibly, but I do think it's interesting how contemptuous the designers of these malls were of the concept of physical space. Look at this. This is a walkway. There are like 3 chairs here or whatever, and then you have a hallway that's like, what, like 40 feet wide? Like, Jesus.
So here we are continuing, and here are some fake plastic trees. I actually think Radiohead was probably in here writing that song.
Sorry, one sec. We're talking with Richard Hannay soon. Before we do that, though, I kind of want to find a mall that is dead. Not dying, but is dead. Busted by Ekron police, demolished. Leaky Park. Scariest place in America. What the fuck is going on? Alright, this is a whole other thing. Hold on. Dead Motel series, Dead Mall series, Landmark Mall, closed 1/31/17. No, so it wasn't closed when this video was shot.
Was another fountain. They haven't put plants in that one. They just put, they just covered it up. Taylor left 3 of them.
Found one? Oh, this is a whole other channel.
Of Dead Mall lore, you know its name well. Rolling Acres Mall, the infamous failure that launched 1,000 Instagram posts. I'm making the space feel more in. So, the transformation is coming.
These places, man.
A brief history. This mall started off in 1967. It was called the Norco Mall. It was an open-air shopping center. In 1974, they enclosed it. And then in 1982, they to do this bland on this mall because it just looks... The appearance of this mall bothered me so much. Like,
there are so many of these, man.
The Schuylkill Mall, we're better than ever, we're better than ever for you. A lot of relics used to be. It was the last bookstore in the town of Frackville. Head towards, and here's more fountains.
All of them are in PA. Well, I just think that's where this guy is. There are dying malls all over America. Days before demolition.
For the most part, the blue part.
Oh, holy shit, it's a team.
And the bowl. Yes.
Oh, is that your flashlight?
No.
Cops will get mad at you about this.
All the mirrors there just trip me out.
Here's the mall security office. Oh, wow. Look at this.
All right, I'm not a superstitious man, but I would not enter a place like this without a gun. Absolutely, I would not. Not for anything practical, like what if there's some crazy homeless dude or whatever, but like for ghosts.
It's like half the hallway.
There's an abandoned police station here.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta shoot ghosts? Yeah, I'll shoot ghosts.
But like the trees would be all still here and overgrown. But this is still pretty sick. Looks like an epic paintball war happened in here.
Holy fuck. Doing a paintball game inside a dead mall? Jesus Christ, that's like a once-in-a-lifetime experience right there. Holy shit.
That must have been pretty fun. There's paintball splatters everywhere.
There's a lot of broken glass in here.
Well, paintballs will do that.
Ants. Is this in itself like old concept art?
Could be.
It's a lot of blue dye.
It's pretty accurate, so it's probably just marketing materials.
See all this blue stuff?
Yeah.
It's blue raspberry from Something Shakes.
Lick it. Confirm. Pussies. Like, Zoomers and Eurocucks just won't understand how much American malls were like the center of our culture. Like, it's not like, this is more of a descriptive thing, you know, than prescriptive. Like, I'm glad the malls are dying. I fucking hate malls. I've always hated malls. You know, unless it's like a super cool, unique kind of mall or whatever. But but like, it's literally like honestly, like, the mall was the final attempt at a public square before we just accepted that public life was dead, I think. That's like the truth of it, right? Everyone gets their shit from Amazon now. Like, this was the final attempt at a public square of the center of a town, and I think that's like done now. I don't think there can be another one. Not without like real changes, not without something like very fundamental changing.
We're gonna check out this anchor now. This one's the longest abandoned in the mall. Been closed since 2009.
These are all packing peanuts.
Wait, somebody said in YouTube chat, malls were fun social areas with food and cool shops, so I hate them. Because I think, like, malls don't encourage food and cool shops, right? Like, they encourage fast food chain restaurants and, like, the same, like, 24 or so commercial joints. If you really want, like, cool, interesting food and cool, interesting shops, like, you go to Old Town districts for that. Malls were always temples to consumerism, and, like, they're ugly. Like, they take up a ton of space, they're energy inefficient, they're loud, raucous, annoying. They rely on, like, baiting you for spending multiple hours there, because that's the way they pay back the insane rent cost and the upkeep of the place. They're highly inefficient, and they discourage anything interesting being done in, like, the consumerist side of things. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm an anti-capitalist, but there's a big difference between businesses that are doing something interesting and businesses that are doing something not interesting, right? People in Seattle really like Pike's Place. Everyone knows about Pike's Place. It's like a landmark here. Because all of the businesses in Pike's Place, they're unique. They can't have, they can't be chains. The only business there that's a chain is Starbucks, and that's because the Starbucks in Pike's Place was the first Starbucks. It only became a chain by expanding out from Pike's Place, not by expanding into it. And there's always a fucking line outside that one. But people really like going to Pike's Place. Like, anytime you go, even during the height of COVID, anytime you go, Pike's Place is like fucking packed. Any time of day, any day, you know? Like, all the time Pike's Place is packed. Because all the stuff here is unique, and people like that. Like, it's a really cool social area. And you know what? Pike's Place takes up, like, maybe a 20th of the space that a mall does, and it also doesn't have a dedicated parking structure. Somehow, despite having basically no parking nearby, and it being, like, old and crowded and full of, like, wacky esoteric stuff, it still manages to pull, like, an insane crowd. You know? There's a lot of cool stuff going on here. But malls have to be committee design. They have to be stamped down into you know, meeting conformist expectations. They have to. Strip malls worse or better? Strip malls fucking suck. Like anyone with suicidal urges, don't look at this image. Holy shit. I think we have to accept, okay? What's a strip mall? This. You can't build a public square, you can't build a public commons through pure commercialism. You know? You have to build it through heart. I really, really, really mean that. It's not enough to just have all your shopping needs in one area. It has to have heart. Pike Place has heart. That's why people like it. There's weird shit there that you'll not find anywhere else. It's wacky. It's dirty. There's interesting stuff. It's weirdly built. It's kind of old, you know? It's heart. There's heart here. There's culture. People like culture. They gravitate towards places like this. This will never be culture. The town square is not commercial. It's cultural. Sometimes the two will overlap, but now, as we see, they most certainly don't anymore, and I don't know if they ever will again. Not with Amazon. Not with, like, online purchasing stuff, you know? You guys get what I'm saying, right? You get what I'm trying to say? I haven't, like, fleshed everything out perfectly, but it's not enough for it just to be the place where you buy the things what you need for the household. You know, it has to represent something, like an intrigue that drives you. It has to be a place that you would want to go to, even if you have even if you have, like, nothing that you need to buy. It used to be that teens would hang out at malls, but one of the reasons why that became, like, a staple of, like, young adult life and, like, teen life in high school or whatever is because in a lot of suburban communities, malls are the only places where there's literally anything to do. And that's not acceptable either. Like, the whole, like, well, you know, kids will hang out at the mall because there's something to do there. Well, there's not anything anywhere else, so you're not really giving them a range of options, right? And nowadays, people have fucking video game consoles at home and the internet, so you're going to need a little bit more than this is the only place with the Jamba Juice for people to go out there and hang out at the mall. You have to make people want to go somewhere. And you know, people want to go here. They want to go here. Because it's a cool place to be. People want to go to the, people want to go to the promenade in Santa Monica, where I grew up. People want to go here, you know? Not just... I think this photo was taken during COVID, hence why it's not shoulder to shoulder, which it normally is. People want to go here because there's, like, cool. It's, like, cool. Like, it's cool here, you know? That's why people want to go here, not just because there are shops. It's like cool to be here, right? Farmers markets. People like going to farmers markets. Sorry, Pike Place. I always say Pike's Place, like Pike possessive S place. Yeah, but it's Pike Place. Oh, you guys know what I mean, don't you? No? Oh, okay. Historical areas are great social areas too. Oh yeah, Old Town. Yeah, just basically anything. Whatever. Old Port, Portland, Maine. When will the sun lock out? Guys, past the point, it's not a stun lock. Past the point, we're just doing a segment. Anyway, dude, this place looks cool as hell. Holy shit. Looks awesome. Hey, Vermin, what was that place we went to with my folks? What was the name of that area? No, it wasn't Fremont. It was like to the west of it or whatever. Remember? We walked around. That's where we got the bake chocolate cakes. I can find it on the map. Hold on.
Ballard?
Oh, Ballard. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ballard district, I think.
Hold on. This area was cool. Wait. This area was cool. I visited while wandering. I wandered. I love Ballard. Yeah, it was really nice. That's it. Found it. Locked on. This area in Seattle is super cute. It was really, really cute here. Which was the direction I walked in? There's like a bunch of like fucking shops over here. No, it's like this way. Go. Go. No, it's not this way. Which way? This way? Go. God damn it. Somewhere around here. There's a nice walkable area. Whoa, that's a wacky building. Alright, we're even more fucking distracted than we were before. Stop. Stop. Continue.
Yeah, you usually don't see fountains left intact because...
They just covered this thing with styrofoam.
They're too much to maintain, so as soon as their finances start going down the drain, they get rid of the fountains.
Yeah.
It's dark in here.
What do we got here? Users of our antinatalism are the opposite of well-adjusted, and I can prove it mathematically. Suicide watch, asexuality, depression. I knew this. Late-stage capitalism raised by narcissist BPD. Vaush V. Guys! Are we being real here? Guys! How many times have I made fun of fucking antinatalists? Come on, really? Female dating strategy is an incel subreddit. Raised by narcissists, late-stage capitalism, depression, lonely, asexuality, suicide watch? Come on. I can't help being asexual. You could be asexual. Just stop being antinatalist. Jesus. Guys, we're totally a legit epistemic view of the world and philosophy, and it's just a coincidence that 90% of us want to kill ourselves. It's just a coincidence that all antinatalists are suicidal, and then when you make them less depressed, they stop being antinatalists. It's a total coincidence. What's antinatalism? It's the belief that life shouldn't exist, basically. Like, people shouldn't reproduce, that it's immoral to bring life into the world. It's stupid as fuck. Well, there are good arguments in favor of antinatalism. It's just that the correct counter-argument is to punch the person saying it in the face, and then, like, make fun of them, and go like, ha 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 ha, bet you wish I had, the guest stuff matters now, doesn't it? Ha ha. You know, like, that's the correct counter. I've never seen you make fun of antinatalists. I make fun of antinatalists every time antinatalists come up.
There's still some stuff, though. Wow. Displays.
For the longest abandoned one, it's actually in really good shape compared to other malls we've seen.
Be stored here.
No, I'm saying, but I thought it was Macy's and Sears on
the
opposite
back rooms. Whoa!
Shot it, yeah.
They're trained.
What the fuck is happening here?
Got the escalators crisscrossing here. Pretty wet right here. Line for this one is down.
What's worse, being antinatalist or antinatalist? Well, both. They're both the same thing. Anyone who's anti-NATO is anti-life itself, an enemy of all life, and is therefore antinatalist. That's weird, I-Dimension.